Conquering Crypto Live. It is the 18th of February. As you guys know, since I'm just pretty much getting started right now, I'm going to share my stream and all that fun stuff. The February. And then we'll get into some coin. So we're going to go over BTC, Ethereum, all that stuff like usual. Then we're going to go over some new coin. So BTC, Ethereum, SHIB, Solana. We're going to always go over my favorite four. And then we're going to go over some new coin, Rose, SPA, Neo, and MINA. Okay. And then the big thing that we're doing different tonight is crypto is in a slump. Okay. Even though the reversal is here, crypto has gotten boring, man. It's definitely just, we're still not there yet. We haven't started to develop our reversal, I should say, well enough. So tonight I am going to be showing two of my personal secret trading strategies that I use. They're picked pieces and pieces of our other strategies. So I don't plan on giving this information out in the future. It's going to probably be recorded in this video, which is fine because not a lot of people watch these videos anyway. But these strategies are going to be part of an ebook that I'm putting out and also a part of a Patreon, the strategies I'm going to help others win with who want to do these types of maneuvers in the market, and they're important to me, and I've been using them for a long time, probably 6 months plus. These certain indicators, but I've been not wanting to give them out because I don't want to give away my secret. I try to still show as much as I can to you guys, but tonight I figured, you know what, I'm sure that my strategies have got to be out there somewhere, and I'm just going to share two. I've probably got five that I really, really like, but there's going to be two tonight that we're going to go over. So let me just share my stream. Just give me 1 minute. Bitcoin is back in the 40K area, so in all honesty, it's like, well, the good news, we haven't changed anything really too much when it comes to what happened on Tuesday. So like not too much has happened. We did fall, but I think we actually fell on Tuesday. That's when I was like, the market's down again. What are you going to do? So we're kind of still in that area. All right. So the new coin that I found tonight, if we go over the crypto bubbles real quick, there was some coin that I found that looked like it was moving. Rose, I don't think I've ever gone over Rose. Neo, I'm pretty sure I've gone over Neo. SPA, and MINA. So they were all in here somewhere, and I just kind of never heard of them. And that's how I typically get into my new coin. Is I come here to check to see what's moving. I also go on Coin Market Cap. So let me show you what I do. If we go to CMC, which by the way, if you trade at all in crypto, you need to be using this website. It is paramount to your crypto success. So here we go. This is CoinMarketCap. If you've never used CoinMarketCap, it is a must. It's got virtually every single coin you can imagine, and it shows you their market cap. It shows you their info. You need to be using CoinMarketCap. It's very important. And the reason I'm going over that is this is another way that I find new coin. So not only do I look for it in prices that have moved, but I also go in here so that I can see what's going on. Akgar, what's going on, man? We're going over coin market cap and some new coin. Uh, yeah, so I use a CMC as kind of a partner with the other stuff that I do, and that's of course how I come across new coin. And as you can see, there's tons of it, man. As of right now, there's something along the lines of over 10,000. I think if you actually go for the real number, let's see what you can find on here anyway. Well, this is just the top 100. I know there's a way you can filter, this huge amount, and it shows you a lot of cool stuff. So, yeah. So let us go a little bit over Bitcoin. So here's the deal. In order to go over what has happened now, we have to check out what has happened, not long ago. I have to go over it each time. As you guys know, we started our bear tunnel November 9th. That bear tunnel lasted all the way until the week of Christmas. We broke out the week of Christmas, developed a second bear channel, and my fear is just because we've broken out and we're developing price, I hope we don't then also go into a new bear channel right now. It just, I don't know, we'll see kind of thing. We'll see what happens. But yeah. So that's Bitcoin right now. Price fell down to 40K. So if we check this out, price fell down to 40K. Now this is our box. This was our box. Okay, so we had this as a box, right? We fell outside of that. So I actually was pretty surprised. So we dropped down to 40K and then we actually fell outside. Zach, what's going up, man? How you doing? What is happening? Welcome, welcome. Zach, I know you're one of the few people tonight that's in here that I do want to mention to that I am giving out. This is going to be the only time I do it, but I am giving out my 2 trading strategies out of 5. I probably have 5 or 6 that I live by, and I'm giving out 2 of those just so you guys can see how I find my winners, how I decide if I'm not getting into trades, that kind of thing. Making a dream feed bottle? Giving you guys a dream feed bottle? Maybe. Well, I'm definitely just gonna show you guys some interesting stuff. And I know, Zach, I know you're gonna be super excited to check this out. Trust me, because I know I know that you do your TA, and I'm sure you're curious, well, how do I win all the time in day trading? I think they say that less than 10% of people are successful. Less than 15% are actually successful. I've been able to be successful, so I feel lucky to be a part of that small percentage. But really what I did is I spent months and months researching what works, what doesn't, right? And what I did is I found winning strategies and I combined them to kind of make something of my own. So tonight I'm going to teach you guys my special MACD crossline strategy that also deals with the A rune. I'm sure you've never even heard of that. And the other thing that I'm going to show you guys is the A rune reversal. So there's we'll also we could use the MACD for that. Usually I just use the A rune. I'm sure you've never even heard of the A rune. So it's not something I bring up because it's one of those things that I need my own strategies for me too. I can't show my cards all the time. I show a lot, but these are the special things that I do. And the other thing is because I plan on putting out an ebook and a secret strategy thing where I explain this in detail on my Patreon eventually. That's why I don't give too much of that stuff out, because I'm saving all of that for those who want to purchase that information, and that'll be something I still do in the future. But with that said, this is for you guys. This is what I'm doing. Oh, you're feeding while the baby sleeps. So you're eating right now, like you're eating and the baby's sleeping, so you're eating and watching, I'm guessing. Well, I'm going to invite you right now to learn some strategies. So, first of all, the first thing we always do, welcome to Conquering Crypto's Friday night. Uh, we're going to have something different happen tonight. So, tonight we're going to be learning about uh, some strategies. And then on top of that, we're going to be going through just a little bit of new coin. And of course, as always, if there's anything else that you guys want to watch, I'm sorry, if you guys want to go over, and let me know that you want me to check out, I will happily. As we can see, we have Zach in the room already. So DeFi, I know, is something he was talking with me about earlier. So just because I know that, Zachariah, I'm putting down DeFi. And of course, if there's anything else that you want to go over, we can do that too. Um, I didn't want to keep this episode too long, so if I can keep it under 45 minutes to an hour, that'd be great. If not, no big deal. And let's go over. Let's do some stuff. So as we know, Bitcoin has once again fallen, but it's not as bad as it seems, I should say. It's nowhere near as bad as it could be. So as far as I'm concerned, it fell, but that's just price action. There's a big difference between what we see as price action versus um, pushes and pulls or bull and bear. Okay, when you're inside of a certain when you're inside a consolidation, even though sometimes you're going to get these heavy swings, you're not outside of the consolidation box. So just because you could say like, oh man, price dropped like crazy today on Bitcoin, in the reality, it didn't do anything. It's still moving sideways. If you want to look at it from a scalping perspective, which I know, of course, I love scalping. Zach, I know you enjoy scalping. If you want to look at it from a scalping perspective, that's different. But we also have to look at the macro. We have to look at the overall. Okay. So until price moves outside of a box that you create, it's almost not even important unless you're looking for patterns or until you're waiting for price to get out of the box. Here's another example. Okay. So this would have been my box for down here. Okay. So it's real simple to make. You find areas that have a high and a low and entry point. So it's like you make your own channel. So to me, this is my own channel. We'll make it a little bit brighter so you guys can see it just a little bit better. Okay. So this area to me is a specific entry and exit box. I know that now a swing high and a swing low has been created. So boom. The second I know this happens, box created. Okay? Box has been created. So now I know that until price leaves this box, it's not important. You understand that? It's just consolidation, or what we call price action. Price action means that nobody's winning in the market. Okay? What happens then when we escape the box? Well, boom. That is when, just like a breakout, that's where we want to place our trade. Because do you see when price then exceeds the box, that turns into a breakout, which you can then use to place an order and profit. Or at least you can understand that price is headed in that direction. So it's very important for you to find these consolidation points so that you know, or at least have an idea when price might break out of those. And I wanted to show that again today because some people were panicking about this fall. But to me, this fall is no big deal. So we recently fell. Okay, let's see how far we fell actually. We fell. So it's going to be just under 8% the way it looks. Okay, so Bitcoin fell just under 8%. Of course, it took the rest of the market with it. As you can see, the rest of the market. Well, now right now it looks like it's picking up a little bit because we're in consolidation. But when this hit, of course, the whole market goes with it. That's the problem with crypto, is that Bitcoin is the ringmaster, and all the other alts follow what the ringmaster does. So it's not as easy to trade crypto, to be honest, because you're constantly having to look for cues from Bitcoin. But I'm going to show you some strategies tonight that I use all the time that I've honestly never given live. There's actually an indicator that I've never shown to anybody that I've been using for a while. And it's just one of those things that helps me find reversals, and I've been keeping a secret. And it just for me, just, some stuff for me. But anyway, since we're already like 15 minutes in, I might as well start the show. This is Conquer Crypto Friday night. If you want to find us, Facebook, Discord, TikTok. If you want to see my updates for when I find things important, TradingView, very important, is where I do my updates. If you guys want to tip me in any way, Venmo is where you do that. And if you could please like and share, that helps the channel way more than you know. Like and share, it brings other people in so we can check stuff out. So again, this is where we are with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is still at 40K. It got all the way down to 39.5. Guys, that's no big deal. It's not serious. I saw some posts that was like, oh my God, we're still in the bear market. No, we are not. Now, if we fall below this area, we could very well be in trouble. So that's the point I'm trying to make, is we're still safe right now. No reason to panic, but we are pretty close to falling out of this parallel channel. And that's, to me, is a little bit concerning. So that's Bitcoin for now. Next, we're going to go over Ethereum. All right. So now Ethereum, of course, has not performed well. But of course, nothing else has performed well because Bitcoin's not performing well. Again, that's the biggest issue with crypto, is Bitcoin controls the market. So if Bitcoin's not doing well, nothing else is doing well. That includes Ethereum. So here we are. As you can see, Ethereum has fallen. These would have been stop loss or sell areas for me personally, but we have not broken this important support area because we did get all the way down to 2200, and then we developed this support area which is around 2760, and we're above that. We just bounced off of that. So this could be an area for reversal. And you know what? Let's come back to Ethereum after we've got some indicators up, and maybe we can go over our strategy, and maybe we can see if this is tradable. The strategies that I'm going to show you tonight, one of them has a very high win rate, and the other one just has a decent win rate, but you have to use more of your trading knowledge, whereas you can use the indicators just to be a little bit helpful. For those of you out there that don't know, indicators are not some magic wand. They're not some magic tool that shows you where you should be buying and selling in the market. There is no indicator like that that exists. You can look for it all you want. It doesn't exist. I follow some guys that have traded 20, 25 plus years, and they will tell you the same thing, because I'm sure they've tried it as well. Some of them have, and they tell you, some of them say looking through indicators is completely a waste of time. And I disagree with that. There's at least several of them that are king, and they're always going to be the RSI and the MACD. The MACD is actually probably more important. The MACD has a higher winning rate versus any other indicator. And I'm talking single indicator, so I'm not talking a combo. We're going to use a combo tonight, but you can use the MACD alone to trade. And that is the God, the honest truth. And some people's win rates get up to 70% so long as they use common sense and they see entry and exit points. So I like to minimize my losses, right? I hate getting any losses, but losses I understand are a must. So being that I know that, I want to minimize my risk. So my main strategy, which we're going to go over, it's actually hard to find a trade, okay? Because I'm looking for so many confirmation points. And we're going to go over the other strategy tonight. It's a reversal strategy, and I figured I'm going to show you some interesting stuff tonight. Might as well. The market's kind of boring. I've been only trading Forex. I've been doing very well in Forex. And of course, the same strategy that I used to use on crypto not trading crypto that much anymore because the market's too sideways. So I've been trading more Forex, and of course, it wins for me on Forex as well. Today I did very well in Forex using these strategies, plus others, but these are the ones that I wanted to give to you. Ethereum. Ethereum is still just, it's not doing bad. It's not doing great. If we had to put, let's get rid of some of these. We're outside still of the, yeah? You need me? Oh. Um, Ethereum is still now outside of our channel, right? We bounced off of this support area, plus we bounced off of the channel on the outside. So the idea is we want things to reverse and still, of course, go up from here. All of these sell points, the 3370, 3820, the 4000, those could still be sell points. So if you're looking for entry and exits, if you wanted to enter here, you could, whatever, because it is a support bounce. So if you wanted to enter here, you absolutely could, and you could use these areas as sell areas. Now, let's move on to SHIB. So SHIB, do you see the box that it's already in? So SHIB, if I erase this box, okay, if I erase this box, we had a whole bunch of random different patterns going on in here, right? Let's get rid of more. But if I wanted to draw my box, this would be it, because these are the swing high and swing low of consolidation. That's it right there, okay? That area. Zach, I'm sure you probably even already know that. But if we extend it now, okay, so we want to stay inside of this box until eventually, what the idea is, most people want it to get to the top and then break out. For me, it doesn't matter because I'll place a short, I'll place a long. Doesn't matter to me. I just want a winning trade. But for most people, they want the bull market because they usually only place normal buys. So, you know, that's a little bit different, which is fine. But that's why I show you the both ways that I do. So this is our new box. Price has not fallen outside of the box. So we're still good. We're still fine. SHIB is not in descending or falling. It's totally cool. It hit a support line. All is well with SHIB. This is totally could be a decent buy area if you're still bullish on it. And if you're looking for those sell points, they are up here. So a scalp would be around 3670. There's an area at 4060 that you could use to sell. So you do nothing unless it goes out of the box. Good question. No, that's incorrect. What I'm looking for, okay, that's doing nothing. By that you mean, do I just wait? No. I am totally willing in scalping to use these areas as bouncing areas. So if I think, and again, I'm going to show you some stuff that I use. If I think that, oh, we just bounced off a support and we might make it back up to this level, our other resistance level, okay? A second one. This is totally a great trade. Like I could trade this right now in futures. So are you saying, do I do nothing? No. But what I do is I try to see after which way it's headed, because the box is so important. But the box means that nothing is happening. Nobody's winning. And you shouldn't be concerned necessarily about major swings inside the box. That's the idea, is to not be concerned. You can drop from the top all the way to the bottom, which in this case would be 3,500 to 2780, right? So you could drop from that in, let's say, 20 minutes. Boom, you lost all that space. That's okay. That's more of the point, is not to be worried, because as long as this gets used as support, we know that we might bounce and we can actually use that as a reversal point. Now, of course, it's great to use these points as reversals, but I think it's a better idea to combine it with an indicator for confirmation. And also, you want to wait for candle confirmation, which happens later on as the candles actually develop. So if I'm going in closer here, okay, so this was a bounce. Cool. Now, normally I would use an indicator to help me out. If I'm just doing what's called naked trading, which is no indicators, so which we're doing pretty much right now, this area was a bounce. This area could potentially be a bounce. So, what I could do is place an order right here, just knowing I've got a bounce. We place our stop loss outside of the box. See, that's the reason why the boxes, again, are so important. You can use these levels to your advantage. If I know right now, if I know that buyers and sellers are going to keep price for the most part in this box balanced, let's use that information, right? So if I know that price is not escaping it yet, there's no major volume, I'm sure the visual range isn't going to give us anything great. I'm sure we could go over it, but actually price is really measured. Let's see. So it's pretty heavy. There's a lot of buyers and sellers in here, but that's okay because so we haven't gone outside of the box since February 7th. It's now February 18th. So we can use all this information to our advantage. First of all, we can find patterns. So we can find triangles. We can find our tunnels. We can find all this stuff in here and trade that way too, because we know we have a ceiling and we have a floor. And just because we know that, just because we have that information, we can use that in especially our scalping. For most people, I say they should wait, day traders and swing traders, investors, they should wait until it leaves the box. So that was my other point. If you're trying to be, because remember, trading is all risk management. So if you're trying to reduce risk, your best idea is to not do anything inside the box. You see? Maybe buy when it gets to a support level, sell maybe if it gets to a resistance level, that kind of thing. Use the box to your advantage. You know if price is going to be trapped in it and it's got to bounce around somewhere, that means once we have something like a support bounce, boom, we can set a stop loss, and sometimes you can just let it ride. Just throw that kind of trade up there because you know you've hit a floor and you don't see price breaking out. Or you can wait until it breaks out, wait for a fake out, and then put your money on the fake out. So there's all kinds of ways that you can use the box. But the box is the most important thing when it comes to controlling where price is, because then you can see how the market is developing. And of course, here on SHIB, we have that. That box is not broken, so we know we can use the box to our advantage, because for right now, we know price is going to bounce around inside it. You can use it for little scalps here and there. Honestly, one of the best things you can do when you have price in a box, in my opinion, is you up your leverage big time. 50, 60, 70. And the reason is because you know, like let's say you hit the bottom, okay? Let's say you hit the bottom right here. And let's say you've got indicators for this purpose. We're going to say, oh, I found the perfect bounce support trade. Well, if you know that it's not going to break out, in other words, it starts to go the other way just a little bit. See this candle here? Now that I don't think I would call candle confirmation yet. I would want to wait for a little bit more. If I know price is going to continue more than likely in that direction, place a 50x long, okay, with 100, 200, 300 bucks. And that bad boy can just get a little bit higher. Next thing you know, you've made 400. You set your stop loss nice and tight because you know if it doesn't continue that way, it's going to fail anyway, right? So you set the stop loss nice and tight. Now remember, you're going to lose more too. And the liquidation areas are going to be bigger and the stop loss is going to have to be tighter because you're still going to be losing 50 times. So you want to reduce that risk. But if you're in areas such as this, where you know it's not going to bounce out of there, okay? What I mean is, you really need to know if you're going to use that kind of leverage, you need to know that price is bouncing. Okay, that's really important. Using your pivot points, using your support and resistance, that kind of thing. So now that we've talked about all of that, we will get into more things. I want to go over as well Solana. Liquidation gets right. So you're exactly right. So if you put anything above like a 30 liquidation, if you put anything, or I'm sorry, a 30 times leverage, you must already know that your liquidation level, like if this is your order, your liquidation level is like here. And you have to put your stop loss like just a little bit above that so you don't lose the whole trade. But hey, the 50, these higher leverages could still knock you out. And that's why we're trying to create more winning trades versus losses, because any losses are bad losses, but losses are a must. So again, if we know that we have to receive losses, what can we do to minimize risk? And that this is one of the kind of things that I do is I use these channels so I know that price hasn't escaped them yet, because it's seriously, it works. Here's another one. Okay, let's just go over. You can find them everywhere. So this would have been the box for this area. Boom. That's the start of my box. And I know that, right? I have a swing high, a swing low. Now, if we extend the box, we're still in the box. Okay, price is moving. We're still in the box. We're still in the box. We're still in the box. Now we're coming close to a wall, right? We're still in a box. Now look what happens here. You see price start to exit the box, and the next thing you do is you go, oh, well, it's clearly breaking out. You place your order. You place your stop loss. You place your take profit to, wherever. I use the resistance points, so we'll say right there. And look at this. This was a 10% win. 10% to me is like the minimum win ratio. So if you were to put $100 down on that at just the one time, you would have made $10. Now, if you put the 2-time leverage, $20, so on and so on. But the idea is you want to find these areas to give you these big pump movements, because the little movements aren't going to do a lot for you, right? If you don't have big leverage. So if you have a really good idea that price is going to bounce, use the higher leverage, use a less TP and a less SL so you don't liquidate, and then see if you get those. That little movement can give you, $400, $500, $600, $1,000, $4,000, because the leverage is so high. So that's what's really nice about trading those futures. That's what I like. And I've made some pretty good wins doing that kind of thing as well, minimizing my risk, hiring the leverage. Let's go over Solana. So as you can see, that was another price action box. This is our current price action box. Price can bounce around here all at once. And this right here is the middle. So we know if this is the middle. You can throw the Fibonacci on this. So like, if you really want to, I am not a fan of the Fibonacci. We've had this talk before, I think. I do not like the Fibonacci. DeMarco, why don't you like the Fibonacci? Well, the Fibonacci is one of those indicators that a lot of people love, but it has too many downsides, okay? Since you're in here, and I know you like going over TA, I like going over TA with you. I'm going to explain to you real quick why. So first of all, let's use, this is our fib retracement tool, right? So perfect. We know, because what are you supposed to do? Because how is supposed to be the way you handle the Fibonacci, right? So you're supposed to find the swing high, the swing low. So here we go. We've got our, well, listen, I don't like math either, but if I want to make money doing this, I have to love math. I don't like math at all, but let me tell you, I will enjoy math if it makes me profit. But here we go. This is the fib. Now, I always get confused. I'm pretty sure if you're going for a long, you're supposed to start at the bottom. And if you're going from a short, you're supposed to start the retracement at the top. So let's just use this as an example. So this would be the fib retracement levels if we wanted to go long inside of our box. We can see that it pulled back. These are called pullbacks. That's where retracement comes from. So we can see that price pulled back here, bounced up against the 200. People like this middle level, like they consider this middle level to be like a golden level, and they consider it to be bounce areas. Now, here's why I don't like the Fibonacci. The Fibonacci gives you no indication of entry and exit points. You could say, oh, well, I just use the bounce areas. I wait for a bounce. I wait for an area where it looks like it's going to be a reversal, and I put my money on that. But just because it hits those levels, these are considered to be areas. I know they're lines, but they should be more of like areas, and they're different for everybody. That's the problem. My same retracement might not be the same as your retracement, right? Well, the problem is if we're using trading psychology, which is extremely important, if you're not learning about trading psychology, you should be. Um, if you use, let's say you guys out there use a different retracement level, let's say, because I've got my box, I know about my price action box, okay? I'm a fairly experienced trader. I know that's my consolidation box, and I just threw the fib levels on it, right? Well, let's say somebody else out there who's trading with a lot doesn't use the price action box, and they go, you know what? This is my swing low. This is my swing high. Well, now you've got this whole different area that they're dealing with, which means that when it reaches the certain levels, right? When it reaches certain levels, my levels are not going to be the same as yours. But the idea of the whole thing behind it is that you're supposed to, as like a Fibonacci users like to say, they use it as like a group. So like together they see the points and they put their money in together, more or less. You know what I mean? That's the psychology of it. When everybody's trading the fib, they see the levels, they put their money on the levels. That's the idea behind the levels. But if people are using different levels because they don't know where their swing highs and lows are, then the Fibonacci is totally useless. That's my point with the fib. The other problem I have with it is there's no clear entry or exit beside the swings. So you've got your main swings, right? But you're waiting for these swings, but you don't know exactly. This is a tweaked fib, and every time I've used the fib, which I've tried out the fib a bunch of times, I do not have luck with the fib. Now, I'm sure there are others out there who probably do great with the fib. I do terrible with the fib, and I have looked up strategy after strategy with the fib. Just you know, because I look up strategies almost every single day. So you know, I've gone on before on that fib retracement tunnel to try and figure it out, and it's sorry, but I don't see the benefit in it. To me, they're just random lines that you're throwing out there and hoping to see a bounce. But then you're also hoping that the other guys trading are using the same retracement and they're putting their money on the same areas you are, because that's what's going to move the market, right? Doesn't work. In my opinion, doesn't work. Sorry, my allergies are getting bad. Okay, so anyway, so I wanted to explain that to you. This is why I don't use the fib. That's one of the things I've hardly ever used. Yeah, you're absolutely right, man. Now, that doesn't mean, let me say, that doesn't mean that somebody can't be successful with it. That's not what I'm saying at all. This is just my subjective opinion of why I don't use the fib retracement. To me, it's way too open-ended. Okay? I don't know the bounces. Like, man, I could draw a bunch of lines and through any of these and be like, oh, look, it bounced off of that. Oh, look, it bounced off of that. What is that? That doesn't help me. I need to know during a live trade, not after price is passed. So again, that's the issue I have with that. Let's go over some new coin, and then I'm going to give you guys, I'm going to give you my 2 special trades. I hope you enjoy. Never done it before, and you guys are going to learn some new stuff. I think you guys are going to find it a little bit cool. Let's go over DFI from my man Zachariah. All right, so Zach sent me, I don't know where we're at right now with DFI. I haven't checked it in a little bit. You sent me that looks like there might be a double top. Yep, totally looks like there could be a double top. These are important. I think these red are important levels. You know what? Let's clear the board. Let's start fresh because it's been a bit since I've gone over it. Let's get rid of that. Get rid of that. BSI was one of the only trades I had in the green until today. Yeah, man. Hey, it's all right. over time, just so long as Bitcoin picks up, all of this stuff should be picking up, man. It's been, look, I'll be perfectly honest. I love crypto. I think crypto is fantastic. I love the whole concept. I love a lot about crypto. I love how much fun it can be. I like NFTs. I like all of this interesting stuff, but that doesn't mean it's like the perfect thing to trade. There are, to me, I trade so many different things because I understand already, trading psychology again, that if a market is bad or not acting the way I want it to act, then I don't trade in it. Crypto, the whole market, including Bitcoin and the alts, have been terrible. It's been, on a downtrend. Well, we don't control the market, but when we can control is when we trade. And this is another reason why patience is so important, because you should never, ever, ever trade just to trade. If you've got all the money in the world, go nuts. If you've got millions and millions to just throw at the market and see what sticks, go crazy, have fun. If you want to be serious, then you have to understand there are a lot of times, like the majority of time, that you should not be trading. And I had to learn this too, because as you can probably see, I'm excitable. I'm very spastic. I probably have ADD and all that. So my point is when I see like a winner, I want to jump on it. Oh, it's a winner. Oh my God. Do you see this point? Do you see this probable point? Oh my, I got to place the trade. I got to place the trade now. And the next thing I know, it loses. And that happened to me a while back. And I'm like, man, I got to find something better than just trading just to trade, even when I see something that's interesting. Again, that's why I developed these strategies that I'll be showing you. Because to me, well, honestly, they've been winning strategies for me. Like, I have proof and stuff. Not only have I back tested this stuff, but I've looked up to see if anybody else is using these strategies, and I can't find it. So to me, these are combinations that I found myself that, again, I'm going to give them here today. And I know a bunch of people aren't going to see it because there's not a bunch of people in here. Maybe they watch the video later, but whatever. I'm sharing it. So let's go over DFI. What do we got here? Well, it looks like this is going to be a strong resistance level currently, right? This is definitely a double top. So you had it as where you had two. I like both of your paths, by the way. You had two paths, possible paths. One was here, and one was, I want to say here? Something along those lines. Honestly, I like both of those. So now what do you do to trade them? What do you do to trade them? How do we trade that? You came up with that. I like that. That makes sense. Let me show you how I would trade this. Okay? I'm going to show you what I would do. I'm not even going to use any of my indicators. We're still going to go over that. So if you want to hang out with me, we'll go over some fun stuff. Okay? So, how would I trade this? So first thing I would do is, just like you're saying, right? You've got these two pivot points. Now these pivot points are old support. You found solid spots. These are solid spots. The first thing I would do is I set an alarm above the support. Okay? That's the first thing I do. Now, the reason I do that is because I want to know when price gets close. I could even make it a little bit higher if I wanted. I want to know. Come on, guy. I want to know when price gets to that point so I can watch to see if it bounces. Okay, well, let's say, price goes down, it breaks the line. Beep, beep, beep. It lets me know. I come over to my PC or go to my phone. I check it out. The alarm is gone now, right? So let's pretend The alarm is gone. So I'm gonna sit. It's not gonna do it on my screen. Okay. So, okay, great. Price is here now. We're gonna use our yellow line is going to be current price. So what I then do is I watch price a little bit. Okay. This is where it's a lot of watching. Remember, it's a lot of patience, a lot of waiting. So what I then do, and now again, this is with no indicators. You can trade with no indicators. It's again, I've been learning more about that recently, so that trade indicators can be even more useful. But you can absolutely trade with no indicators. But of course, for people that don't know how, it's more difficult. Of course, where do I go in? Where do I exit? But there's ways. Anyway, we'll get into that another time. Let's say that price continues down. Okay, now it stops. Let's now say I also see a doji. A doji means that there's balance, like almost perfect balance in the market, okay, with buyers and sellers. So let's say our doji pops up, okay? It's going to be the worst doji ever. Let's say our doji pops up. See that beautiful little doji? Great. That's the first sign to me that this could be a bounce. Boom. Confirmation number one complete. What I do after that is I go to the end of my current support. What do I mean by that? If I know we have a bounce, okay? So I know there was a bounce in this area, roughly, okay? Let's actually, we're going to make that a straight line. I don't like, there we go. So, boom, I see that price bounce in here, because remember, this is a whole support area. You should always be using these as support areas because you've got a lot of price in there. See this box here? You want to use that box, this price action box, as your area. So price figure, if you see a doji inside of this area, boom, we've got a containment. Remember how I showed you in SHIB? At what time frames are you looking at a doji? They show up all the time in small time frame. You know I love small time frame. So, dude, I go back and forth between different time frames all the time. Okay, I use 4 primarily: the day, the 6, the hour, and the 5:30 or the 5 or 30. Usually the 5. So when you're asking what time frame, not one, buddy. I can't just use one. So if I'm looking for the doji, I want it to be the time frame that I'm trading on. Does that make sense? You can find this stuff in other time frames, but you really want to find it in the time frame you plan on trading in. Got me? So for me, I trade in the hour almost all the time. So I'm going to be waiting for that doji in the hour. That doesn't mean I can't find it in the 6 hour a day or whatever. But to me, that tells me that that's the area. And boom, I'm in the hour. I see the doji, confirmation number 1. Great. So what do we do after that? We see the doji. We go, ooh, this could be a winning trade. This is the start of a winning trade. We set an alarm. Either if you're feeling bullish, now let's say we feel like it's going to jump back up, right? What do? We set an alarm outside of the box. Zach, I love it when you tell me that this stuff is helpful to you. I really hope it is. I love giving you guys this info, so thank you for telling me it's helpful to you, because I am. It makes me know that I'm giving you good info. So. Thank you for telling me it's helpful, because I'm trying to give you the best info I can without it being too overly complicated. But when it deals with the time frames throws a lot of people off because they can see something in one time frame and not in the other. What I specifically do is I want to find the things I want in the time frame I'm trading, because this hour is going to be like the whole framework for the trade. I'm trading in the hour. Got it? But I can use the 6 hour to see what else is going on outside. Maybe there's an old resistance point. Maybe there's an old support point. Maybe the VPVR is acting funny. Just like I trade on the hour, but that means I need to collect information from the other time frames. So to me, the hour is the most important because that's where my trade's going to be. So that has priority. But my other time frames could give me all kinds of info. That's why I use so many so often. And honestly, I usually need to see confirmations on multiple time frames somehow to know that we're headed in that direction. Now, the other thing, you know what? I'm not going to go over that right now. Anyway, I'm going to go over something when I hit me telling you my strategies. So apparently this is going to be over an hour because we're already 50 minutes and I haven't even started the darn strategies yet. And I haven't even gone over the new coin. But that's okay. You're telling me this stuff is helpful for you. I'm going to keep explaining. Okay, so now we found our doji. We're in the hour. We're happy with that. We say this is step one towards our trade. We put the alarm outside of the area of the box. Why? Well, we know that if price bounces around in here, okay, that's not helpful to us. That's going sideways. We don't want sideways. So once I know that price has begun to go back up where a possible new trend is possible, the alarm goes off and it tells me, oh, I better look at this, which means it's possible that the reversal has started. When the alarm goes off to me, once I see a solid green candle that closes, caps off at the top, no wick. Once I see a closed top candle after my alarm, I enter the trade. So let's just say, for example, my alarm went off. My alarm went off, and I see a really nice green candle. Yeah! Boom! Enter the trade. That's my trade. My stop loss is going to go below the last retracement area of support. So if this is my last retracement area of support right here, we want the stop loss below the last retracement level. Now, there's something I want to go off about. I don't know how much I can get into it tonight, but it's risk-reward levels. If you only have a system that's 50% profitable, then you've broken even, right? So how do you escape that? Well, you do that by multiplying your take profit versus your stop loss. So your stop loss only gives you 1 times, but every time you hit a take profit, you're multiplying 1.5 or 2. This is how you profit in a 50%, 40%, or even 40% strategy, winning strategy, because what you're doing is if you're hitting those take profits at a higher multiplier, at the end of the day, when you have your 20 trades, even if you're less than 50%, you got a higher profit ratio on the wins, meaning you should have plus in your money. Does that make sense? So you always want to make sure you have at least a 1.5 to 1 ratio. I'll show you that on here. I swear I need to be that poster on your wall on your shoulder so I can learn so much more. Dude, when I put out my ebook and my Patreon, it's going to offer one-on-one stuff. Now, of course, it's going to be, it's going to cost X amount of dollars, but you are more than welcome to come along and I'd be happy to help you, man. You seem to be doing great when it comes to your trading, and I'm, happy to help you more. I'm giving away some stuff now, but I have so much more stuff that I plan on putting out, and you're more than welcome to join that. And of course, you're already in Conquering Crypto. I'll be happy to help you, man. With that stuff later on, but I'm still giving this stuff out for free right now. I'm not trying to honestly profit off of people, but I do this full time, so I do need to start charging at some point when it comes to my really good info. And I'm collecting all that data right now. I'm eventually going to be doing the coaching and the winning strategies and risk management, all of the things that are important if you want to be a day trader that actually has a profit. Because it's not easy, man. This is difficult stuff. Okay, real quick, because I keep rambling. Sorry. As long as you're enjoying the info, everything is well. So of course, we take our long, right? The alarm went off. We have our bounce. We have our doji. We have our green candle. 3 confirmations. Fine. Let's go in the trade. the trade stop loss should absolutely be down under the recent retracement support. If it's that doji area, let's say there's a wick, then I want my stop loss down here. Okay, that's a good spot. Now we want to have our take profit at least a bit higher percentage than our stop loss. So your stop loss actually has to deal with risk management as well, which is a whole different ball of wax. But if you've got a 1 ratio, so let's say, so this is 10%. So if this is 13% take profit, 10% stop loss, that would be fair. I mean, you can't have anything below a 1-to-1. So in other words, if this is a 1-to-1, okay, if that's a TP level 1, stop loss level 1, all right, you've got a 50-50 chance, right? You don't want that typically. You want to make a little bit more profit versus your stop loss, because over time, you're going to have losses. You want the losses to be less than the profit, because then you'll still profit. Even though you have a bunch of losers, you'll still profit, because when you've won, it's 1.5 or it's 2 or it's 2.5. Does that make sense? We could get up to, so let's see, 10, 20, 30. So this would be a 3 times win. Okay, let's say price got up to there. That's a 3 times versus a 1. All right, so this is the kind of ratio that you want to have more of. And if you don't, if you only have these 1-to-1s, then unless you have a 60 or 70 or 80% winning strategy, you're going to either break even or you're going to lose money, because that is a part of risk management. So, boom, some really good tips there. Hope you enjoyed all that. That was quality stuff just for you. Okay, so let's say, boom, price goes down. We have our order. Let's say even it pops down a little bit, right? But then we eventually, of course, want it to go up to our take profit. Because let's say it does support bounce again, but that's fine. It's fine if it support bounces again. Honestly, it's fine if it even gets close to your stop loss. It's totally fine, because it's inside of this consolidation box. If it breaks the box, you know to get out of the trade anyway. It's not a winner. So do you see, that's the kind of thing you should be exploring and trying to find, because you want to get out of the losers early, and you don't want to lose that much. You want to know when it's not a winner. But if it is a winner, you want to try to maximize what you can get out of it. This is what is important. This is how we develop positive winning strategies. This is how I win, is with risk management. Okay, we're going to real quick, we're going to go over the other coin real quick. So that's DFI, by the way. That's my opinion. If price comes down, let's just use an example. If price were to come down here, okay, again, since I already know price hit here, we set that alarm, right? Well, let's say it hits, we develop all that, but price continues. Let's say it retraces once, but comes down here. Well, we had that alarm that told us here, right? Well, when price starts to bounce around this area, we can put another alarm down here. Boom! Because then we know when price gets down to this area, the alarm went off and it told you to look at price. Duh. So here we go. Now we have our rectangle down here. And now this is our new box. This is our trading area. So now we do the same thing. We wait for the doji or whatever. We wait for the confirmations that it's going in the opposite direction. So boom, let's say we got our doji, price starts going the other way. We could set a new alarm if we wanted, but once we have those candle confirmations, we know we can place our order. And now look, what's interesting about this point down here is, let's say we do take that as an order. We put the stop loss outside of the box. Now, so this is 15%. Well, look at all the supports we have above it. We could really profit if it gets down here on DeFi, right? So we can put our target up here, and now we're looking at a 1 to almost 1 to 2.25. So this is a better winning trade versus this one. Okay, you want that kind of trade. You want to find the trades that are going to give you higher profit. That's what's more important, because over time you need that extra profit to eliminate the losses, to not only cut the balance, to go above the balance, so you have a profit. That's the okay. So there's DFI. Real quick, we're gonna go over these 4 coin, and then I'll give out the strategies. We're actually an hour in, and I haven't even gone over the new coin yet. Okay, Rose. We're just gonna blow through these real quick, and then I'm gonna go and I'm gonna show you my strategies. Rose. Let's see. Okay. This could be interesting. So we're on a current uptrend, right? The actual uptrend that we reached was here. So on Rose, the uptrend just got broken. Now, Rose was one of the coin that I saw that actually was doing was in the red. So this is one of the ones that I saw. It was in the red, and as you can see, it did just break the line, which we know what happens when that means. This could be a reversal point. Price from here could totally fall. Okay, we expect price to then maybe fall. This was in the red. This could go lower. This had a high of almost, we'll say 0.6, a low of 0.04. So right now at 0.26 is like a fair, even area to get in. I say that this would make more of a short to me. So if we're looking to get a short area on this end, let's go to our short. Let's say we wanted to consider this a breakout. We have all of that for our, that's what the order would look like. The stop loss is above, because it's a short order. So the stop loss is above our recent resistance, and it's above our lowest support point. So we can make sure that we get that profit even if it doesn't reach the highest point. So there you go. That's Rose. We're going to go over the next one is Neo. I've gone over this before, I believe. But because it was interesting today, I figured I'd go over it again. Okay, it had a high of 141. It is now down at 9. That's a whole lot of that's a whole lot of area that it could possibly get back up to. Again, I don't know a lot about Neo. Okay, I just really don't. So the possibilities of that getting back up to there, if it's a good one, that's a huge profit margin. What kind of trend are we on? It's definitely like a little bit of an uptrend overall. There was some good points, but average 34, this says. So this could be a nice low area to get it on Neo if you're bullish on it. That's a good spot. If you were looking to place a trade, let's just do a random trade. If you wanted to get in here, you put your stop loss below support. Let's go with this resistance point, and you want it to be under. So under in this case, because you're not worried about it hitting the top. You want to get in just below the top, just in case it doesn't reach the whole top. So that would be what an order looks like on that. Neo, there you go. SPA, SPA. I could use a SPA day. Now again, this just fell. This doesn't look overly interesting. There's not a lot going on here. Small uptrend did fall today. If you wanted to see what an order would look like on SPA, let's go with, since we want to follow the trend. That's important. So let's say the uptrend continues. We put our stop loss below our recent support. Since we don't have any resistance, let's just say we make it 1.5 our stop loss. So as you can see, our stop loss says 30%. So we'll say 60% is 2 times versus, right? So there you go. That could be a good trade on SPA. And the last one before we get into some juicy stuff, I'm excited to show you. I hope you enjoy what I show you. MINA, last one. MINA, I believe, was the only one that might have gone into the green today. It's kind of got like a inverted cup kind of thing going on. Overall, at this point, we've got an uptrend. But what's the problem when you have this kind of cup pattern is you can find these uptrends all over. So, it really don't, when you have these curves like that, there's multiple points that you can use. So this would have been a reversal. This would have been a reversal. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you're always on the uptrend. You got to watch for these reversal points. I'm not feeling MINA so much. I'm not digging it. Price right now is at 2.45, got a high of 9.6, but that high was achieved when it started. So not feeling that. Low got all the way down to 0.9. It's an average of 3 right now. So this is one of those things where it really depends on how you feel about MINA. But the only reason we're going over it is because I wanted to show some stuff that looked interesting on the crypto bubbles. Okay, let's get into it. Are you ready? Let's do it. We're going to go over. I've never shown these before. So yeah, I hope you enjoy them. If you find them useful, like and share the video or whatever. But we're going to go over I have about 4 or 5. And some of them, of course, I'm not going to give out. That's going to be for paid customers or whatever. But I figured these two, they're great winning strategies. I can give them out, so we're going to do that. And again, I've looked for these to see like, oh, does anybody else have the strategy? And I couldn't find it. Not the exact way. So first thing I want you guys to know, and this is really important, the MACD is the best indicator there is, hands down. Okay, the MACD as it is at all. Let's find something good here. Let's go over Axie Infinity. Okay, so this is Axie Infinity. Oh, look at that. That inverted cup worked. Look at that. Boom. Now, you could still hold on to this, but whatever. Okay, so there's something I want to explain in how I find my trades. And this is going to be on top of the indicators I use. So something I've discovered and something I've now been reading more and more is you should be, when it comes to the overall price, you should be trading with the trend. More times than not, you're going to have winning trades if you're not looking for reversal points. If you want to go with the trend, you have a higher percentage of winning because reversal points aren't all over the place. But if you look for trends, trends are everywhere. Reversal points are only here, here, here. But trends are everywhere, right? Trend, trend, trend. Reversal points are tiny. Trends are long. If you can recognize the proper trend, recognize a good time to buy in, ride the trend. So our first rule, I don't know if you're writing this down or whatever, but our first rule is that you must recognize what trend is priced on currently. Since I'm not digging the way that looks, I'd rather use something that's easier to explain. Maybe Ethereum would be cool. Okay, so we're going to get rid of all this stuff. This is Ethereum. And the other problem is, not necessarily a problem, the other issue is with, because I just said, hey, well, you want to buy with the trend, right? That's usually part of these strategies. I do have a reversal strategy, and that's not what I'm talking about here. This specific strategy is going to use what's called the A-Rune, which I'm sure you've never heard of, and the MACD. And you use them in combination with the EMA. So let's set it up. First, let's identify the trend. And this version, this specific special combination, you're not going to find a lot. So it has a high win ratio because of how many things you need to be sure of that are confirmed before you enter the trade. But the idea is you find all that and you enter the trade because you have a higher win rate. Got me? So the other issue is if I said, well, you want to stay with the trend. Well, the trend could be on different time frames, right? Right? Different time frame here. Look, here's my example. If I go down to the hour, well, now my trend is up. Okay? But if I go out to the 6 as a whole, the trend is down. So what do? You take the one where you plan on putting the trade. You got me? This is going to be here, the 6 hour down, but the hour up. Well, guess where I'm placing the trade? So in other words, I have like one time frame that's more important than the others, but I use the other ones to pick info. The hour for me is my favorite time frame by far. Okay. So on the hour though, it looks like we have developed an uptrend here. Okay. So this is over the course of a couple weeks to months. To me, this is on an uptrend. So the first rule now we're only looking for buys. Do you understand? We have an uptrend. We're only looking to join that trend. That's it. We're not looking to short at all. We're only looking for buys. So here's the indicators we're going to use. The first one is the new one. Well, new for you guys. This is called the A rune. Oh, I like the highlighted one. Where'd you go? Hey. So there's one that gives you a better indicator. So let's go over what this is, what it does. All right, let's actually get in closer. Okay, so the A rune is a reversal indicator, okay? It shows you areas that after based on X amount of time, I'm sure it has math equations in there somewhere that I just don't know, that over X amount of time where reversal points can be. And as you can see, we have these points that are buy and sell points, okay? That's a buy point. Now, of course, that doesn't work out, right? Let's continue. That's a buy point. That did work out. You could have traded that. That's a buy point, but the market goes sideways. So how do we know how to use the A rune correctly? Aha. That's where we use a bunch of other stuff. So first, we have our A rune, okay? And this is going to show us the blue and orange are two lines. I forget their names. So one is the, I forget their names. One is just the plot, and one is considered to be, it's called like the signal, I think. But anyway, it doesn't matter which is which. All that really matters is when they cross, that means there is a chance for reversal. Great. We know that now. Okay. We know that there are areas that we could find that could be reversal points, or we can recognize strength with the same thing. Okay. Anyway. Now, this indicator is actually more used with the second strategy, but I still use it with the strategy. I leave this up while I'm using this strategy, and this is my A rune MACD strategy. Okay, so the other indicator we want is just the basic old MACD. Now, you can use a custom. That's fine. I'm totally happy with the most basic MACD, and what's nice is you don't have to change any of the settings. There's a lot of times where you have these specific strategies where you have to change the settings, and we don't have to change anything. Everything for the A rune and the MACD basic is already set up. You can use customs, you can change the numbers and all that, and you can get maybe different results, but I've had results with just the regular. Okay, so Ethereum. Let's go out. So the first thing that's important, what do we know? We're on an uptrend, right? We're going to use our hour uptrend. So we're only looking for buys. Well, the first thing we need, we still have more indicators. So Uh, I know that you've used these before, but you need to put on your EMA. I use the 200 and the 50. The really important ones, the basic ones, but everybody uses. But I use those in order to find my trade. Now, might get a little complicated, so stay with me. This is a more complex strategy, but it is a winning strategy. At least it is for me. Okay, so here's the deal. Here's our rules. First of all, we have an uptrend, right? We're good to go. We have our uptrend. The second thing we want to do is we want to see if price, this is price action, is above or below. I'm actually going to make this a little bit lighter. If price action is above or below the 200 EMA. This is the 200 EMA. For me, it's the white bar here, the white line. Price is below. Okay, so for me, we don't want that. This would already be a canceled trade. Okay, what we want to find on buys is we want price to be above. So for now, we're going to use this. Oh, well, it'd probably be easier if I find one that's actually doing it, but I guess for the sake of argument, we're going to say, because we're going to find one. I will definitely show you what a good trade looks like. So let's say we've gone above the 200 EMA. So step number two, where is price? Is price above the 200 EMA or is price below the 200 EMA? This gives you the strength, because remember, it's constantly doing this with the EMA, right? So if you pick that middle ground, right, that middle spot, and stick with the line, then price can tell you that once it gets up high, you have this ability now to get in the short, because you know it's going to go back under, eventually back under the EMA, right? Well, that's where the MACD comes in. So the next thing we need to do on an uptrend is price needs to cross below the histogram 0 line. So you see this line here in the center? It'd be considered the center. So on an uptrend, first of all, we discovered our uptrend. We're going to say that price is above the 200 EMA, and then we need to cross below this 0 signal line, okay, on the MACD. Because then what we have is all of this strength that could be headed up, continued up, okay? But the price already has to be above the EMA because we're placing a long. And what did I just say earlier? We wanted strength. So if we know that price is already above on strength, we're good to go. Here's an example. This might be one. Let's find one. Now, the other thing I use just in this strategy is the A rune. Now, the A rune I can use as like an extra confirmation, but it is not needed. It is definitely something that's not needed for this strategy. But I will show you how I use the A rune. So let's go back here, because I think this would have been a winner, and I'll show you why it's a winner. I think it is. Okay, so let's see. Gotta get in there closer. Okay, here we go. This was a winner using my strategy. So here we go. Price right here. Okay, you have to find they're like perfect areas. So right here, the first thing we have is we're on an uptrend, right? We know overall in our hour we're on an uptrend. Boom, number one. Great. Let's go on to the next. The second thing we need is we need a crossover below the histogram 0 line. Well, guess what? There it is. See that crossover right there? When they cross, you know that there's now a switch between the signal and the plot. So they go in the other direction and then they flip when they get to the top. This is how you know that how they're going to gauge up and down. Great. So we know we're already jumping the uptrend. Now I can erase. I use the 50 as well. I don't want to get too confusing. I'm actually going to erase the 50 because you don't need it. But I do use the 50 when they cross as extra extra confirmation. So the other confirmation that we would have gotten on this trade, so right here we're above. We had this cross right here, and we now have a buy signal from our A room. That's a buy. We now have an uptrend. Price is above the 200 EMA. Price is below the MACD custom. And since it's below that line, it needs to cross for it to be official. This right here is a trade entry. Now let's see what that looks like. Okay. Well, we would have entered, let's just say we entered a future here. So the first thing we would do is we see the cross. We see the cross. We're below. This is above. This just goes above here. And as long as it's above, you're safe. Plus the green at the bottom. Do you see this bad boy right here? This green, well, I guess we can call it a candle. That to me is confirmation of a reversal. We were under. Now we're above, which means price is going up. We place our order. Let's see what this looks like. We place our long right here in this confirmation area. So it's going to be more of like right there. Because remember, you need to wait for more confirmation. This can be a little bit more difficult. You need to wait for more candles to develop. Just because they cross doesn't mean you go in. No. You gotta wait. You gotta wait to make sure, because those the MACD that crosses, just so you know, if it's crossed now, right? Do you know that in a couple candles it can open again if price falls? So you gotta wait until it's a real cross, and then you have a little bit more lines along the way. Boom, great, we're in the trade. Here's our order. Our stop loss goes below the previous support retracement. So you see this guy right here? This is our previous support retracement. So we're going to put our stop loss somewhere below that in a nice comfy area. Now, what do we have to the side? Okay, you already know support and resistance. So we have a resistance point here. Okay, so let's use that to our advantage. And now if we didn't have the rest of these candles, let's ignore them for now. Let's say we want price to get up to around that area. So we're looking at a possible 7% loss versus a 16% gain. That's great. That's 1 versus 1 time 0.5. Great. That's a good trade. Well, if we let the trade go, as you can see, that's a winning trade. And now you can also do the same thing to exit. So what do I mean by that? So, okay, so we entered the trade, right? Now I exit in all different ways, but you can use these points to exit. So what do I mean by that? Well, you want to find the opposite of what we just discussed. You want to find the MACD above. So here would be the point. So do you see at the bottom? Look all the way at the bottom. Do you see this candle here is a red candle? Confirmation 1. Price is still going to be above the EMA. That has to be. We're on an uptrend. And then look, now the MACD is above the signal 0 line, the center. Okay, the 0 line is the center. Price is above, and we have a cross. To me, that's a perfect exit. Boom, exit. You made 16%. That's my strategy. And I use this all day, all the time. Like I use this strategy a lot. I've never shown it before. But there you go. That's the strategy. Let's look for, now this is, I want you to watch me, what I like to call hunting. So I'm not going to go over the second setup yet. The second setup is simple. So for now, I want to show you what it looks like to do it live. So this is what I do in Forex. Now, since you don't trade Forex, I don't know hardly anybody that trades Forex. I really don't, except for myself. But Forex is exciting. Forex will give you all kinds of crazy points. Anyway, yeah, enjoy, man. I've never given this out. Yeah, never given this out, and this is like one of the strategies I use. That's a winning strategy. This is, I think I got it up to 63%. So not only is it a 63% winner, but it also is, you can use as high what's called like profit ratio, which I think I got it all the way up to like 2.61, and anything over a 1.0 is a winner. I think the highest I ever back tested was 261, which is crazy profit. Anyway, now let's look for the opposite. So let's say that we're hunting now for shorts only. We did an example of an uptrend, right? Well, of course, the opposite works for a downtrend. So now I'm going to show you how I hunt. Now, when I hunt, I usually look for both uptrends and downtrends, right? What I look for is specifically these price areas at the end and see where they're at. If they're not where I want them to be, on to the next one. And that's not where I want it to be, on to the next one, until I find one that meets my criteria. Then if it meets more of my criteria, I wait for confirmations. If all of my confirmations go through, I enter the trade. Now you can use also support and resistance on top of this, which I do. And that gives you even a better version of profit. See what I'm saying? So there's so many different things you can do with the strategy. I love this strategy. I've never seen anybody else do this strategy. I've seen the MACD styles and using these points, these crossing points, but this is what I found helps me best. This has gotten me to the point of win. And the major thing is we only jump in the trade on the trend that we're trading. So now we need, so now we're looking for a downtrend. So what is the uptrend? The uptrend means that price needs to be, first we need to find an uptrend, but then price needs to be above the 200 EMA, and then the MACD needs to be below. So you have one above, one below. They're opposites. So once you know you find that, that's a long. So it's going to be the opposite for the short. First of all, we need to recognize a downtrend. Then price is going to be below the EMA, but above the MACD. And that's how we know we're developing a possible huge move as a short, right? And that's also what we want. So let's actually see if we can do it. Let's try and find one together. So here's what I do. I start up top, ADA. Now, usually I do this in Forex, but I figured, this works really well in Forex, but it's the same for all markets. Now, let's look real quick. Now, I'm going to show you how I do it. Price is below the signal line, right? Price is below the price line, or the EMA. This is no good. So we're looking for opposites. You know what? Since it's the same thing and since you understand the trend, we're going to look for both because honestly, you're not going to find opposites all the time. That's why they're unique points. They're unique positions. That's why it's a higher rate of win because you can't just find these everywhere. It's very specific, but when you find it, you can use it to your advantage. MACD below, AMP below, no good. Nope, no good. I can't see what's going on. We are below here. Aha! So we might have found one. Oh, well, this is a stock. Well, let me just, so do you see how we've almost crossed above? Do you see that? And how price is below the 200 EMA. So now what would we do? We have to see what trend we're on. But this is only a successful trade in what? In what? A downtrend. This is if we have price, the cross above in the MACD, okay? And then we have price below. We can only trade this if this is part of a downtrend. If it is, maybe we can trade it. So let's look what that looks like. We're gonna go out now to the 6. This is where I said where we go looking for trends, and we use the other time frames now to perform. But I always go to the 1 hour. 1 hour to me is king. So clearly I can see this is on a downtrend. Hey, what happened to my EMA? How come my EMA is weird? Hold on. Oh, maybe it didn't develop until after a certain amount of time. Okay, so we'll still use it. We'll still use it just as an example, just so you can see. Okay, so we're on a downtrend in the 6. What kind are we on in the hour? And we're still on a downtrend. Now, here's another thing. you do not trade this sideways. If price is going sideways, if you don't have a trend, you can't trade. You have to first establish the trend, and then you can see if price is above and below in the right areas. So this is on a downtrend, right? Now this is kind of sideways, but since it's just enough below, price is below, the MACD looks like it's about to cross. Look at that. See how it's like about to cross? It's kind of really in there. So you know what? We're not going to consider this a good trade. Let's play pretend, and let's pretend that it is crossed. Let's say it's above. So then we would place our short. Okay, we would place our short after we got confirmations. Since we don't have a lot of info over here, another thing we could do is we could open up the Arun just to see what we're dealing with. Oh, look at that, bro. You see it? Do you see it? What happened? Reversal confirmation. See, so you can totally use the Arun on this strategy as well, but reversal confirmation, there it is. So reversal confirmation, we just had our crossover. We have price below. This is a short that, you know, you could potentially enter. You want to set your stop loss just above the most recent resistance area or support, depending on long or short. In this case, it would be 11%. So since we don't have a lot going on here, if we have 11%, we can go 2 times by doing 22%. There's your trade setup. Boom, simple, easy. 22%. Now let's just, I know it's a stock, but let's say that's a future. $100, 1 times, that's 22 bucks. 22 bucks for a real simple trade that has a high win ratio. That's what you're trying to do. Because if you make 22 bucks 8 times that day, you've got around 200. So finding these small areas is a big deal. Let's continue. Just to show you how I hunt, we're going to get rid of that, the Arun. So below, 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 above, above, below, below, above, above. Oh, what was that? Below, below. Okay. Below, 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 below. We might not find any at all. Below, below. That's why it's like you have to wait until you see it. Or what I do is I set a whole bunch of alarms everywhere, and I set these. You see these right here? These bookmarks. I set these bookmarks all over the place, and I have different bookmarks mean different things because they're different colors. So, like for example, purple for me means it needs to be monitored a lot. Red needs to be checked out. Green means that I have an open order there, and I should just check it out. I should go over it, you know. So you can use the bookmarks to your advantage. Okay, that's what I do. So again, below, below, no go. Below, below. No go. Let's continue. Below, 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 below. Ah ha 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 ha. Look what we found. Price is below, and look what's just about to happen. Oh, did it happen? Yes. Do you see that? Do you see that the cross is just above? That counts. That totally counts as just above. So what kind of, if we have price below the EMA, if we have the cross above the MACD, what do we need? We need a downtrend. Let's go look. If price is on a downtrend with CKB, this could be a potential trade. So on the 6 hour, we're going to get rid of this guy real quick, move him up. To me, that looks like it could... That's totally a downtrend, right? Here's the problem. The problem is when I go into the hour, this is sideways, man. So we're not going to say, now I wouldn't trade this. because this is sideways. Okay, so I wouldn't trade this because in the hour, price is so sideways that it's not there. The trend overall is not helping you because it's sideways. You really want to get the trend when it's hardcore, okay? When it's really moving, there's a way that you can use the Ichimura cloud to discover how strong your trend is. I don't want to throw too much at us. Let's use, for example, we'll put out our Ichimura. In the Ichimura, or I'm sorry, Ichimoku. I call it Ichimura. In the Ichimoku, they have this lagging span. Okay, see this lagging span? You don't even need anything else. The farther away the lagging span is to current price, the higher, the more developed and the more strong the trend is. So do you see how it's far away here? This would be a good indicator for a strong trend. Do you see how it's closer here? And we're staying close. This is just an example, as there are other ways you can tell what kind of solid trend I'm on. For me, this would be a little bit too sideways. I'm fine with not trading all day if I don't find something that's perfect. It doesn't have to be super perfect. But if I don't find something with this strategy that isn't perfect, I don't trade it, because there's going to be something that is. So let's play, though. Let's play it as an example. Let's say, you know what? This looks good. Price is below. The cross is above. We have our short. Just for good measure, let's see how we are in the A rune. I had it saved there. I don't know why it's not coming up. It should already be coming up. Whatever. So now the A rune cross is getting interesting. Do you see at this low point here how it's about to cross? Okay, if this crosses down here, that's the signal. If this gives me a red signal. Now remember, I told you the A rune is not needed to do these trades, but you can use it as extra confirmation. So let's just pretend. Let's say that crossed. Boom. Cross, we got a red signal. A possible reversal could be coming, or at least major movement in that direction. It's not always a reversal. This is considered to be a reversal indicator, but it's more of just like a pre-movement identifier. That's a better way to explain how the A rune works. Anyway, so let's say everything worked out. We place our trade here. Let's get rid of the A rune. Let's lower up our MACD. Now we do have some information back here. We do have this guy over here, which gives us... Denny, what's going on, buddy? So, Denny, you're going to be a little bit lost. The show has been going on now for an hour and 40 minutes. And I'm showing my 2 secret trading strategies to the room. So, I'm sorry. I say that definitely go over the video after it's recorded. But I haven't gone over the second strategy yet. Or maybe you're just not concerned at all, so it's no big deal. But that's what we're doing, because I'm just showing off these few more things. I really want to be off under 2 hours, since it's been an hour and 40. My voice is starting to kill me. But if you want to stay with me, then, and we're going to go through another strategy that I use that is my main reversal strategy, which I'm going to show you guys. Hang out, brother. Glad you can make it. I love it when you guys are here. So back to where I was. Below the price, below the EMA, I'm telling you, man, listen, if you're looking for... So I decided to give out my trading secrets just a little bit because, you know, things are boring right now in crypto. So I've decided I'm giving out some of my trading secrets. These are 2 of them. And I think Zach's actually been enjoying them. I think he's getting good information. And this information, of course, is going to be recorded. So if you do want to go back over that stuff, it's there. It's going to be there permanently. I might remove this video in the future when I start to sell this stuff, because I have an ebook. I'm going to be doing trainings and stuff like that, and I'm giving away my strategies for free. I can't do that. So I might delete this video in the future, but for now, keep all this info. And we've been going over my first strategy for a while now, and I'm just showing Zach and whomever else how to use it. So we have our short. Where do we put our stop? Above recent resistance. You're wiped. I will watch 20 times tomorrow. Please keep talking. So how about this? How about this? Um, since we got all that stuff in, okay, we got all that in. It's been an hour 40 minutes. You got your info. I know Denny, you just joined us, but what I'm gonna say is, how about, because I'm actually beat too, and I'm really hot. So how about we say we're gonna continue this Tuesday, where I'll show you the reversal. Denny, you can come for that reversal too, and I'll also show you guys how to do the first secret trading thing. It's fun to use new trading things. I know Denny, you do a lot of NFT stuff, but dude, you are absolutely welcome to take this info and use it for yourself. So honestly, I'm gonna call it because we're almost 2 hours in. But guys, this will be recorded. Go check it out, Denny. If you want to check out the strategy, it'll be posted tomorrow. You're more than welcome to use it. It's a winner, dude. Like, I probably shouldn't be giving this stuff out because it's a high win rate strategy that works for me. Whatever, I'm giving it out. So it's gonna be recorded. Don't worry about it, man. That's why the show is recorded. So don't worry about missing the shows. You're more than welcome to miss the show and go check it out when you have the time. People, you guys are busy, man. So I already understand that. So I appreciate that you guys can show up at all for a live show because people are busy, dude. I get it. So watch it on your own time. The information is there, but we'll go over the reversal strategy on Tuesday. That's not as complicated as this. This is pretty complicated. Okay, I'll be honest. When I have a friggin' checklist when I trade, and I have to check off like, I'm on the downtrend, price is above here, price is over there, the cross, the A room, the. So this is complicated. The other one is not nearly as bad, but the other one is not as high of a win ratio. That's the trade-off. So anyway, this was Conquering Crypto. Denny, thank you for coming out anyway, my boy. And we will continue this Tuesday night, 8:30. I had to start late tonight. Me and the wife were out. Yeah, so Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This was Conquering Crypto Friday night. Man, I am really beat. I hope you guys enjoyed the strategy. I hope you guys checked out the new coin. Denny, there's some new coin in the video too if you wanted to check that out. And yeah, have a great rest of your weekend. And of course, I'll be posting new stuff about Bitcoin and all that crap. And yeah, find us on Facebook, find us on Discord, find us on TikTok, find us on TradingView. And if you want to tip me, do the Venmo thing. And please, I ask that you please like and subscribe. It helps me a lot. That's what all the YouTubers say. It helps me a lot. So thanks a lot. And we'll see you Tuesday night. Thanks, guys.